this is where it happens. And Kobe, I'll give you a time to help me bring me down.
Yeah, I mean, if there is one thing that I know about you,
Me?
it's that you are delusional. So you definitely have to have the hope. Let's go.
Then 47% of the fans are delusional.
Honestly, though, I also hope for your sake that this is not a stomp and we get a closer game today for you. Let's get into the draft. And Sion is banned. Sion has had so much success. I do like that ban from BLG. Banning out a lot of this straightforward team fight. Sion Wukong and Azir, all very good for these very successful team fight comps that we have seen. Meanwhile, we do leave up the Rise while banning Orianna. So they're kind of daring Knight even to go grab this champion. Let's see what the response will be. Is it going to be something kind of boring like the Talia that we see a lot into the Rise, or is it going to be something more spicy? Personally, I liked Caps when he played LeBlanc.
So did I, good sir. Very good mention. The Azir actually wasn't too bad as well. I feel like for Caps, he's got a plethora. For G2, this is interesting. When everyone's moved away from this pick at the tournament, they are going to R1 Varus. And
don't worry, it's not top Varus. Don't worry.
I mean, no, I'm glad. I think that would be worse. I don't know, but
hey, it could be flexed up there.
I mean, I am worried with the amount of mobility in League of Legends now. Seeing an immobile 80 carry there.
But early Varus pick, it is flexible. So it's funny, you know, the Shy gave us a lot of comedy, and everyone is going to continue to reference, but an early flex Varus pick here for G2.
Yep.
Skewmond with, I believe, his third in a row Xin game. Just Xin after Xin after Xin for him. Ooh, Kiana. LPL Kiana.
That's the scary one.
I love it so much.
Shadow has played Nefiri, now Kiana. Two lethality junglers, and the funny thing is, like, Shadow came in, looked like a completely different team, and everyone was scared of BLG yet again. Seeing Bin on a tank this time, much like his Rek'Sai, I mean, they've got a bit of a formula here for BLG, and it seems to be following what they did in the previous game.
Yeah, I like the looks here from BLG. A lot of options. The Poppy, though, into Kiana. A lot of teams. So teams, because Kiana, LPL Kiana has been so scary, not every team against LPL teams can, like, pick it up themselves. So a lot of them have decided, all right, we're going to just attack Kiana's if anyone ever picks it against us, right? Because it's a squishy champ, so you just try and immediately full send on the Kiana and attack her before she can blow up your team and get a good engage.
Yep.
Poppy and Xin, both champions that can go try and attack Kiana's. So Poppy pick here as soon as they saw the Kiana. See if this one also has as much value as we saw Duro have previously. Now, what kind of 80 carries are going to go with that BLG comp? Not the Sivir, that's for sure. The speed up would be scary as far as the mobility already showing on that team.
So far from Elk, we've had Caitlyn, we've had Xayah. So an 80 carry to self-pill, an 80 carry for the laning phase. Let's see what version we get this time, because again, we've already got this front line. We've got this kind of building front to back with this massive disruptor in the jungle. Disruptor assassin, I should say. Sivir was already banned, and now the biggest question is, do they get rid of something that can be a saving grace? Karma might have been annoying. Maybe they're expecting something that could be like an Ezreal Karma lane to match a bit of the Varus range there, Kobe. So interesting ban from G2 to finish it off.
Maybe BLG go like a Jin lane or something then for Elk. Lots of possibilities still up for him. You know, Lucian lanes. I mean, Yunara is available, but maybe not into the Varus. So double bans against Caps here, though. And that's the Talia that we mentioned, but I'm kind of happy that it's banned out, so we get to see something more interesting from Caps.
I agree. I don't want to see Caps on Talia, even though he's a pretty good Talia. Caps has so many pocket picks. You're going to talk about the LeBlanc being one of them. What else do you want to see? Things like the SARS up on the belt? Maybe not.
Yeah, I think a little bit early for anything like a Silas. Like maybe if you saw an Alistar.
My God!
Okay, so Anivia was already good and got big buffs coming into Worlds. So this champion, I legit think is OP. I legit think this champ is OP. And we're assuming that it is going into mid lane against the Rise because it is an old school counter pick into Rise. And so you can put up the wall, you put your ult down, you put up the wall behind the Rise, you have really good gank setup, and you have the wall synergy with Poppy.
Thank you, yes.
It is just so beautiful. I love this pick so much. Anivia is OP itself. They have the Poppy synergy. It is a good counter pick into Rise. It is like, boom, just perfect Anivia angle.
It's a spanner in the works, isn't it? How do you help
now
complement?
I'm delusional.
No, that's okay. Join me. It's all right. Now, how do you support it, right? We've got some form of engage. We add more ice.
Yeah, Freljord synergy here.
Skirmishing.
When Leona, Braum is always really good into Leona because Leona's just guaranteed going to engage, can't get back out. Really buffs up your team fight here. But I am so happy to see this. Anivia got a really big buff on the patch. I already thought it was good. Synergies here, plus the matchup is good.
Yep.
Okay. You know what? We'll calm down.
No. Why?
Hopefully we don't get another stomp in this game for the day, and we get some nice action-packed, real fun here. BLG has a very strong history versus G2.
Yes.
Bring it down a little easy here, but BLG has had a lot of success directly versus G2, and so definitely coming in here as favorites, and they do have the LPL Qiyana.
Yes, they do. That is a fear. And especially since Shadow came in to level with everyone that's maybe an EU fan. The debut of BLG, if you didn't see it, was horrible with Beach1. Bin was all over the place on his rec site. And even Knight started failing because the team just fell apart. 100 Thieves, not to take away from the win. It was exceptional from them. Some of the cleanest play I have seen from the West as well. So they get a good pat on the back. But for BLG, they leveled up. They came back, and when they lost to 100 Thieves, they came back the next day and destroyed Fnatic. They've already taken one EU team down, and now G2 have to face them as the first seed and say enough is enough. Our region has been suffering, Kobe. Our region has been suffering, and now going up against BLG yet again for G2 with the first Anivia in international play since 2022 Worlds, which was by Kati from GAM, by the way. In G2 in their best of one, they look to throw that spanner real damn hard at the LPL's first seed.
Well, I've got some more delusion for you.
That's good.
Shadow's Qiyana career win rate is 0% one game. So he over his career, only played it the one time.
Okay.
And didn't get the dub then, but let's see. He's had, obviously put a lot more time into it. Here we go, the Anivia runes for you with the phase rush for the extra survivability. All right. My region, by the way, did beat BLG.
Okay, bro. Hey, I gave it to 100. I literally just glazed 100 things at the start of this.
All right, let's get into it, though. This one hopefully will be exciting. We got the solo laners having some synergy, so unfortunately that means they probably don't meet up and use their Anivia Wall Poppy combo super early on because they'll be in different lanes for quite a while, but maybe we see some early interactions. Will be fun either way.
So now it does look like for G2, trying to play off this 2v2 as they can with a Braum Vara, strong lane and even stronger skirmishing. We'll see how that 2v2 goes. The Shadow has started top.
And regardless, as we said in Champ Select, Anivia is just good into Rise anyway.
Yep.
As the isolated matchup. And Anivia scales so well. It has really good wave clear. It can stall sieges super well. The wall and the ultimate are just so useful as long as you have structure to your team fight.
Yep.
And a Braum last pick does bring that structure. As they are getting pushed on bottom side here, though. Elk going in and getting the heal out, but heals from both sides used and invested.
You know, for Caps as well, by the way, I wish there was a better skin. There's so many cool Anivia skins.
You don't like the Eagle?
This is like the Eagle one, yeah.
You got something against...
No, hey. Just kidding. Oh, man. Walking me into a corner again. I love Eagles, man. I love Eagles. Caps, good representation. As also, quick side note, Elk is on Ezreal. I'm worried about this, especially when we talked about BLG eliminating G2 at international events. Recently, it's been a little bit rough. Now, of course, that is best of 3s and best of 5s there for MSI 2023.
Yeah.
This is the best of 1.
Good news is also this isn't elimination.
Yeah.
So the rules are completely different.
That is just a fun bit of trivia that will not hurt EU fans for now.
So are the junglers going to pass through mid lane? Because Shadow's already in the brush, and Skumon has no idea. So Shadow has the extra info.
Yep.
They're seeing the path here, and they want to pop the egg.
Oh man, the egg's going to go down immediately, isn't it? Great damage early from Shadow. There's the electrocute. Now, egg on at half HP. Knight flashes away immediately, scared of Skumon. Shadow's not hit by the wind becomes lightning. Caps comes back alive after the revitalize, but down to half HP. It's a gank successful to take away the passive and flash.
Okay, egg down here. Unfortunately, Caps did not all chat anything. You can chat as Egg Nivea. That's one of the funnest parts.
That is.
But because he got close enough to his tower, no further commitment for BLG, and did in fact get the answer flash out of Knight because the wall was still standing there. And as you said, Shadow came back in time. So flashes traded does mean there could be opportunity on the other side. But Anivia again scales really, really nicely. And we'll see as the game progresses. Meanwhile, on the pop side, Broken Blade losing out a bit on the early CS versus Bin's Cassante.
He's had good lane since the loss to 100 Thieves. Like, the Renekton game was insane. I feel like helped single-handedly, not single-handedly, but his lane was so dominant to build up that lead that Fnatic just really didn't come out of any good, but top lane was the worst affected.
And Hansama has the wave in a really nice spot, by the way. That bottom lane, last time we saw the camera down there, yeah, that thing is just melting minions right in front of G2 Tower. So minion wave in a very nice spot here, getting held by Hans, and Bin gonna have to go walk up into the 2v1 and stare at it. Meanwhile, the supports with the roam timers, with the hover here for On. Lebrov trying to zone, meanwhile Bin.
He's just sitting up against the wall. There's going to be a concussive blow eventually here. Good poke from Hans, and as you said, the wave continues to be favorable.
Yeah, and since we are 5.5 minutes, well past the 4-minute mark, Leona can now go look to make a play on top lane, and On actually slipped into the brush up there. You can see on the minimap. I don't know if that's actually going to turn into a play, but Shadow's through the brush down here.
Sun up, Broken Blade. There we go. Sends it away with the steadfast presence, but Broken Blade at half HP, also having a hard time as the wave is slowly now pushing out. Shadow is just going to retreat for now as Skumon is on a ward around Dragon. Shadow might just poke him out, and yep, shows that he's behind the pit. Can't get the double hit over the edge of Ishtal, and Skumon just getting hit by Dragon as he runs away.
Most annoying of the dragons, the ocean one with the slow, but shouldn't be very problematic at all since they're in the lane swap, and G2's bottom lane is here. Knight and Shadow walking over though, because here comes On, ghosting on the Leona with the spell book.
And flash available as well. Lebrov already low to start off, even though the Glacial Storm's there as the zone. Missing of the Zenith Blade is good, but Dragon is down. G2 get the objective, looking to get out, but the flash from Bin up against the wall has them all lined up perfectly for the stun. Gorgeous, beautiful. Bin getting poked on out as Hansama sits behind range. Skumon flashed in to die as he ran out as On now on top of the 80 carry. Under turret, it'll be enough. Hansama gets ranged out by Knight. All in a swift blow. BLG hop in as a Realm Warp. Under turret, he's ambitious, but into a Nivea with no egg. BLG ascending it and claim the third kill for the unholy Knight.
BLG send comes up successful here, and G2's re-engage. Hysterics, I think they were out. They re-engage, and it is into their own demise. Caps had no egg. He also gets Realm Warped on and taken down afterwards. And just like that, over a 1.6 thousand gold lead. Let's take a look at it. So On rotated over, he goes in for this. The Dragon already taken by G2 though. Then they heal. Bin goes for the flash play, but he's only level 5 on Cassante. So even though he has his Q3, he gets chunked out, and they have to retreat from the Anivia. But then with the re-engage there, Shadow just instantly punishes them. The Kiana there, huge punish from him as Skumon tried to go in, and the chase down kills from Knight, from BLG are huge, and they weren't even done with the first round of kills. Realm Warp on top of Caps' head takes out another one.
And some of BLG's mishaps, I'm worried because Knight has been the most solid player. We come back to live, and even Bin setting up plays by himself with On attached. A kill over to the support. BLG 4-0 at 8 minutes into this game. That mistake is triggering a chain effect against G2.
Yeah, Knight 3-0 on Rise. That is going to be very, very problematic.
7 top.
All right, yeah, during our replay, we had clears the ward, clearly. And Bin is level 6 nowadays, so Hans, yep, just gets annihilated there. Nothing more to say. Bin just had level 6, gets his Q3, goes straight in onto him. Beautiful stuff from him to take matters into his own hands. And BLG so far ahead already. Sterix, are we going to get another stomp?
Brother, don't say that. I'm not sure.
All right.
I'm going to be optimistic.
I retract my statement.
It's not even just
my
an
question.
EU caster. Well, I'm glad you did that. It's literally just as a caster here today. We have had stomp after stomp. It was like Genji versus T1 in the last game. We had one fight, boom, done. Absolute done. And between mid laners, Caps needs to step up on this interview we talked about because Knight's already a big fish.
Yeah.
Quite a big C already. Flash away from the Flash Frost. Knight's out.
These two mid laners are legendary. The best two from their respective regions with the most championships. And let's see if it ends up mattering. This Anivia pick that we got so excited for. Still hoping to see some of the Anivia Poppy interactions, some of the fun stuff later, but a sizable gold lead for BLG does make things much more problematic, a little bit more difficult here for G2 to execute their vision, let's say.
The only optimism is that while that play went bad, they did get Dragon at the start of it, so yeah. The stacking objective neutralized a little bit. We'll see if that's cope or not, because in 1 minute 30, next Dragon comes up. There's a Hex Tech, and this BB just gets poked out here in the bottom lane. Trisha Barrage, hang on, avoided narrowly, on still there. He's going to try and stop this back as the next wave's going to come in shortly. Standing there, okay. BB just has to wait for On to get that Shield of Daybreak. Now getting a little bit of poke in as well. Turret is whittling down here with a plate already taken, and BB forced to stick around for the wave.
Yeah, at least he's not in danger of getting dove. I mean, On went in, just stops him with his Q, so without that Q then for the actual dive, they're not going to do any sort of dive action. Let's see how many minions on top side, though, he misses out. Honestly, with Teleport, I don't think he's going to miss anything. Yeah, so not too shabby there from Broken Blade, not too bad in the end.
He's caught up on CS earlier on. We're talking about Bin just maintaining about a 10-15 CS lead in the first 5, and there's been a lot of chaos, but Broken Blade's caught back up. As a quick side note as well, CS across the board is relatively even. It is just simply those kills that are giving BLG the edge in this game towards that 2000. That's also leading towards the closeness of feet, with BLG already picking up the warfare. Top lane is going to battle it out, but Kobe, I see a Dragon, 10 seconds till it spawns. And maybe BLG, they have this one in the bag. They see Skumon backing. That's good info.
Certainly is. Teleport right back out for the Rise here. Maybe they do want to try and catch someone. I mean, Labrov does get vision behind the Dragon as well as through Tri-Brush, so they've got nice little setup here, and Sundered Sky is completed. So Skumon's recall. Ooh.
Identified Shadows here as well. Sees Labrov, blasts him away. Dragon still the focus.
Camping on Brush, but it's on a ward here, so going to be a little bit dangerous. I like this walk down from Broken Blade. They're bringing Poppy here since they don't have Teleport on Broken Blade. They're walking the Poppy over. Maybe we do get to see this G2 team fight.
Yeah.
Very structured. Their front to back is super strong despite the early goal deficit. Should be able to force it here, and they do. Wait, the teleport flank from Bin.
Going to be late, so Dragon picked up, but maybe it happens again. Weird ult from Shadow, not a good one. With the Glacial Fissure down as well, it enables the first kill for G2. Bin now, his angle is great, but he misses the Tofo, so no slow. Stunned up, the concussive blows are re-engaged. BLG went too far. They're punished by G2. Hans the mummer of Bin with a double.
That was a terrible engage from BLG, and G2 aren't even done.
He's against the wall, he's against the wall with an Anivia as well. The Flash Frost out, the stun, the Glacial Storm layers down. Knight's going to stick around for a little bit longer, and G2 come alive.
There we go. G2 is going to be able to execute this comp after all. 2 dragons to their name. Shadow's coming to chase afterwards, but they try to engage right into the Braum. It just puts up Unbreakable there, and then Bin still tries to go for it. after they had already failed the initial engage, and G2 are right back in it.
And they got the gold back that they lost before in the previous trade, and the Dragon, Kobe, as we look at BLG trying to start a late fight.
Yeah, this one is definitely a very poor engage right into the Braum. Just as the ultimate there, LeBron puts it up, throws down the ultimate, they immediately delete Leona. Bin still tries to make something of it though. Knight you see walking around the back of the Dragon Pit, so they're so separated, plus they have already lost Leona, that it is a double kill for Hansama. G2 popping off, that's gonna give the hope right back. No delusion necessary.
No.
That's real.
And Caps as well, why he wasn't able to pick up a kill, he minimized the gold a little bit. Plus you just saw the combo, even though it was a wall already pre-existing, Kobe, like the CC chain when Broken Blade has ult, when Caps is able to land Flash Frost as well, that Q, how good the CC actually looks and how hard it is for BLG to move away if they get picked.
Okay, well, we rotate the Lethality Varus into mid lane here. Ghost Blade finished, so very good position for Hans at the moment. Off those 2 kills, just spam clear wave, remain fairly safe. A lot of vision around mid lane is in BLG's favor though, so you have to be a little bit worried about Kiana plays. Shadow here is actually looking for one of them at the moment.
Solar Flare slows Hansama down, he cleanses, scared as well as Shadow comes into range. So Hansama down a Summoner, with the engage now following up with On as well. It's a Wind of Spider or a Glacial Fissure, either way, it's a dead Ice Man. Hansama left alone, Skumon covering the bases, but a great pick from BLG.
Yep, there they go. They delete the Braum this time around. Bottom side got pushed in though, so G2 have the wave into the bottom side, and the rotation up here for BLG means they're just gonna drop that wave as Knight is hovering around for a repeat play. Is Knight looking for?
Oh, Skumon went in deep for that. He wanted Elk with the wind becomes lightning. On is just continuously punishing and sending out Zenith Blades on this 100% KP Leona.
So BLG with that, you know, congregation of 4 people.
Wait. Bin ulted. Oh, unstoppable. That a W stopped him, BB! Solo killed Binny Boy! G2 are following this up. They've got the adrenaline rush now as On is close to dying himself. Lebrov sitting on the Mega Blast Cone. He'll take it under turret. Flash away. Knight matches it. Punishes him. Lebrov went too far and Knight caught him well.
Oh, BB gets the solo kill onto Binny Boy up there with the Poppy 2-0 now. G2 just run BLG off the map.
Opens up the Herald as well. There have been some really good punishes and a really good bounce back here from the EU First Seeders. Broken Blade denying a whole family of minions. Look at how many going down. The turret's going to go with it as well.
Yeah, here's how he started it out. Good combo into the wall, and then just chases him down. The red buff here on Broken Blade, just pelting him, saves the W for the correct timing. Bin annihilated. And then they also got the chase down on the other side here. On flashed away, but...
Fighting again, I think we are. Cap's almost caught out. He's got the Ignivia available, and it might go down quickly as Knight has cornered him. Good Flash Frost as Lebrov tries to get his mid laner out, but in front of 3 members of BLG, there is no resurrecting now. Knight gets the other kill to help with the True Shot Barrage. 4-1 continues to scale.
And G2 still, despite the success that they had in the last couple of plays, have to be careful, especially skirmishes through jungle. You do not want to fight through jungle versus Ryze and Kiana here. The pickoff for BLG, quite nice. Leona, long range ultimate is always very annoying to deal with. So Ignivia now down, so no extra egg defenses for Caps, plus going down, giving that extra money over to BLG. The UI with a dark seal, by the way, right next to a tier, just
4,285 stacks of tier.
Imagine if those were all dark seal stacks.
He's got 6k AP.
Yeah, Knight's not quite that strong. He is strong.
He's strong,
but he's not quite that strong. So anyways, back to the dragon stacking here for G2. This is going to be really early dragon stacking for them as well, because as you critically pointed out, even though the first skirmish around dragon ended up going poorly for them, they did get the objective to start it out, and so it is going to be a very early Dragon Soul, albeit a Chemtech one, which honestly, Chemtech Soul versus a Kiana, who's is a lot of burst, is, you know, can be quite nice. More survivability for this, you know, Braum, Poppy, Anivia squad.
Yeah, the bruisers, the tanks, like, I know we're having a big conversation with Orcs yesterday watching the games, but champions that can really thrive below that 50% mark, and I feel like Xin Zhao's one of them. Poppy, as you said.
Yeah.
So not the worst soul, and especially the individual stats that are going to come out here for G2 with 3 now adding a pressure point on the map. Like that dragon stacking has given them a lot of life in this game.
Let's see, BLG attempting another bot side play, but they walked over vision to get here. So G2 already getting their counterplay ready.
Broken Blade's not letting the wave crash. The presence currently steadfast as BB runs out of the cooldown, and Shadow spotted out here with Scumon's discovery, and it's just about getting themselves some vision. Arakan is on this bottom side this game, so G2 are hovering around in mass, trying to get some defensive vision so they don't get shut out of the area.
Poke damage going down from both sides here. Slow shot from Hansama on that side. What? Anivia farming top with no teleport at the moment, so G2 just have to be calm, collected, focus on the minions. You do not have a timer right now. And Braum defense is very good.
Yeah.
So Caps is able to finish up the wave on top side, get his reset off, and no further blood, although there will be stone taken, as Knight will grab the tower for himself. And the Ryze will become a problem, Hysterics. The split push for Ryze later. Although it might be hard to navigate team fights, again, into Braum, Anivia, Poppy, Xin. Lots of annoying frontline to deal with, so I think BLG should really index fairly heavily into their side lane prowess. Really leverage the split push advantage that they do have.
True. Because you ain't never getting through mid-wave if there's an Anivia there, if I can speak properly. Hans has constantly been mid. It's usually surprising. I feel like Anivia is one of the most set up a camp and never leave kind of champs.
A nest, if you will.
A nest. It would be so much more relevant.
Protect the nest.
That is an eagle. You're right. Egg's not up as well, so nothing to leverage there with the passive as Arakan just spawned. Again, down this bottom side, Labrov is clearing out vision, dropping some of his own, and G2 are currently pinging, holding the river right now on this important objective, trying to make sure they see the approach from BLG. Labrov playing it by the curtain here, but as On clears out the ward, G2 currently hold river, quite dark.
See how they move their way in. Mid priority first for G2, that's good, push the wave. Bottom side priority might be a little bit more difficult to get. Caps is currently pushing in the wave at the moment, but the tri-brush is dark, so BLG have to be a little bit careful if they approach. Bottom side tower is already dead even before Herald. And Otacon started up. So G2 with really good positioning here. And the Otacon's getting burned down, but Caps gets engaged on.
He's got an egg, so he wants to bait it in, but as he flashes in, he gets into the Herald. The escape mitigated, though. With the Herald dropping down, Caps goes into the egg, but it's all for the Otacon. It's all here in front of G2's eyes. Caps will be the sacrificial lamb, and with a Realm Warp coming in, G2 are already away. Elk can't catch up, nor can Knight, and therefore G2 will take the ultimate sacrifice to the win.
Caps, the distraction eagle, is effective. He flies into the face of BLG, knowing it is a one-way ticket. Well, he was kind of hoping that it was going to be a Herald out ticket.
He almost got out if that Herald wasn't low.
Yeah, very close, hoping that it was going to be a Herald out ticket, but even with the sacrifice and not being able to get out, still acquiring the Otacon here for G2 and that permanent power.
The replay again, because, yeah, it's at 3K here. Imagine if it was a bit healthier.
Operation Sacrifice Eagle. He flashes over, is able to get inside, but it immediately goes down, so they collect him. Regardless, though, G2 calculated in sacrificing to be able to get the Otacon and get out.
I'll just get it out and get out again.
Just love it. Get out. Get it out.
Get in, get back out again.
Yep.
As we do, Otacon, though, permanent buff here. A lot of petals for G2 as well. See if the split push does become an issue, though, because they do still have the extra teleport on Bin, even though Knight is using his currently to get back out.
What is Shadow doing?
Dying.
He just jumped into EU, said, do you remember me? Well, now we will. On as well is going to get stunned up as G2 have found him over the wall in front as well. Knight flashes out. Shadow decided to be ambitious right in front of 5 members.
Yeah, that's going to be Dragon Soul, Hysterics. I mean,
yep.
that is not the way that we envision the Dragon Soul fight going, but G2 will take it for sure. Shadow jumps, one-way ticket. right over the edge there.
Soul. G2 have just taken Soul.
And they may have taken a headlock on this game. Elk with a red buff can get a little aggressive, but Chemtech Soul picked up here for G2. Now, they do have a control ward inside this brush, but I mean, jumps right into the Poppy. The Broken Blade says welcome, and the rest of the team says goodbye. Nivea Wall does get more flashes out as well. Knight gonna have to use his, which does reduce the effect of the possible split push that they were gonna try and leverage. They're still gonna go for a side lane play.
There is help from Skumon though. Needs a little bit more than that. Broken Blade is tanky. 3 members, BLG committing a teleport as well, but Broken Blade's bought so much time. He's got Sundered Sky. He can heal up with a Hammer Shock as well as Skumon comes in. The ulti finally connects. Skumon has to pop his too, but a shutdown over tonight is a good start for BLG. Elk just pressed E over the wall, and now a new one erupts with the ice splitting between BLG, but Baron's up in a minute. It will be 40 seconds for Broken Blade, and BLG still aren't out of this game yet.
I mean, we're gonna get a really quick Elder Dragon in this game because Soul was taken so quickly too. So we're gonna get some more excitement, Hysterics. Like very powerful buffs are arriving to the Rift very quickly here. Red buff is already taken. Baron arriving in 30 seconds.
Elk getting ulti? No, rather it's onto Knight. Again, the wall's up and available. Bit of Frostbite added. Flash Frost onto Elk. He cleanses. Meanwhile, the bottom side of the fight is Shadow and the rest, and On's not going to get out of that one. Realm want to save Knight's life. Elk Arcane shifts away as well, and Shadow's getting poked out between Hans, between Caps. So many projectiles, and there'll be a few more chasing Knight down. Concussive blows so close to ticking, but a Mega Blast Cone gets Knight out of the way, but Elk is far up in the lane. Another target now found, an Arcane shift, and maybe a flash coming through, but from an angle, Broken Blade shows up and sends BLG into the dirt. G2, it's Baron o'clock.
Yep, and that's gonna be pretty easy for them to get unless Shadow came up with some heroics. I mean, you are getting On's teleport out to mid lane, but there's not much he can do about it. Spellbook maybe? Looks like he cannot get over to a smite at the moment, and Shadow is taking the enemy blue buff, so should be Baron for G2.
Broken Blade's gonna add a turret to it soon as well. A defining moment in this game. The Red Bull Baron power play begins. We only just got the Mastercard Priceless moment in the Soul, by the way. So now with Soul, now with Baron, the early Elder you talked about, while gold is still in BLG's favor somehow, G2 have the tools to make this game a win and beat down BLG, much like 100 Thieves did. It might just be the start of a tournament for the West too.
And BLG are gonna quickly be faced, if they lose this game, with the possibility of elimination already from World 2025. I mean, G2 are certainly looking like they're gonna push them there with the Baron buff plus the Dragon Soul. It's a good point about the gold though. BLG still capable of fighting this Elder Dragon fight. 2.5 minutes. If you get a smite steal, or you just win the Elder Dragon fight, oftentimes that can just change the entire game in your favor. So we'll see. Well, the thing is, the engages from BLG right before a lot of these objectives, like one of the earlier Dragons, you know, going in onto the Braum, and then having Bingo in as well, and then the previous one with Shadow jumping in, getting deleted, have been really rough for BLG. And so G2, I think if they just remain calm, okay.
Solar Flare, that's not calm. It's Zenith's Blade. Good disengage. Change Corruption hits the back line though. And On, close to dying, will die first. The supreme display of talent ain't that good. And Ben as well in the front line's getting shredded. G2 believe, and so do Europe. They're seeing the end. They're seeing the wall. The combination's there. A triple about to turn deadlier into a quadra for Skumon, who has been riding EU high this whole damn year.
G2, they're gonna finish it right now, Hysterics. Baron buff on, they can push for the win.
We didn't believe, we said today was a stomp that the 1-1s were just letting us down. 100 Thieves did it, so we ask, why couldn't G2, the first seed of EU, is on his court and he's fountain by a damn ice wall, brought out this Anivia pick, brought out a wild card, and in true Caps fashion, he does not let us down. G2 are going to move to 2-1, and China is upset. BLG in the dirt again, and G2 freaking did it!
What a fun one. Anivia Poppy solo lanes.